Welcome to this deep dive. Today we're looking at integrated water resources management, or IWRM,
Right.
specifically focusing on how it plays out in low and middle income
Yeah.
communities.
It's a really crucial area.
Our main source today digs into how thinking about water, well, holistically and really involving the communities
Getting people involved. Yeah.
and using infrastructure for lots of different things, not just one, how that can lead to some pretty effective solutions for seasonal water issues.
It's fascinating stuff. And if you've ever wondered how communities manage with, let's face it, often very limited resources,
Or if you're just interested in community-led innovation.
then this should be quite insightful.
So let's jump in. The source notes talk about traditional ways communities cope.
Yeah. I mean, in many rural areas, dealing with water that comes and goes with the seasons, that's just life. It's a constant challenge.
So they'd rely on shared resources, wells maybe,
Shared wells, yeah, or communal irrigation setups, sometimes even working things out with nearby villages. Very practical, very local stuff.
driven by necessity, basically.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Then there's this interesting point about public infrastructure. Stuff built for, say, domestic water.
Like drinking water pipes.
Exactly. Or maybe irrigation channels. But people would often end up using them for, well, both, or other things too.
And instead of seeing that as like a problem or misuse.
Right. The IWRM thinking kind of flips that. It says, okay, this multi-use thing is happening anyway. Let's embrace it. Let's make it the starting point for better community water management.
Ah, okay, so that led to this more participatory idea.
Precisely. It's about actively bringing people into the process, understanding all their water needs, not just the officially designated one.
Not just drinking water and not just irrigation.
Exactly. Looking at all the potential water sources available locally, and then designing systems that are flexible that can serve multiple purposes right from the get-go.
Because the community knows its situation best.
Yeah,
Okay.
they have that deep ground-level understanding. And the notes really hammer home how vital it is to get them involved early, like really early.
So not just presenting them with a finished plan.
No. Getting them involved right in the diagnostic phase, where they actually map out their own water systems, figure out where the real bottlenecks and problems are.
Okay, so they identify the issues. Then what?
Then it moves into this collaborative visioning stage. What do they want their water situation to look like?
Yeah.
And then co-designing the solutions.
Co-designing the actual infrastructure.
Yeah, with technical folks providing guidance on feasibility, financing, how to actually build and maintain it.
And this whole integrated approach, it has a name.
Often it falls under the umbrella of MUS, multiple use services. Basically designing water services for drinking, washing, livestock, gardens, maybe small businesses, all from the same system where feasible.
And it's not just theoretical.
Not at all.
Yeah.
The source mentions it's been put into practice in something like over 20 countries, so it seems adaptable.
Okay, let's talk benefits. What does the source highlight?
Well, first off, by acknowledging all the uses, you get a much fuller picture of the benefits from any investment in water infrastructure. It's not just counting liters for drinking.
Right. You see the impact on health, on food, on income.
Exactly. The notes actually suggest it could potentially contribute to, get this, up to 10 different sustainable development goals.
Wow, 10 SDGs. That's broad.
It really is. And practically speaking, designing for multiple uses can actually be more cost-effective than building separate systems for everything.
Makes sense. And it encourages collaboration.
Yeah, like getting water engineers talking to, say, solar power experts about efficient pumping solutions that can serve different needs.
That integration piece again. And what about the community side?
That's maybe the most crucial bit. When people are involved from the start, they feel a sense of ownership. It's their system.
Which logically leads to better upkeep, sustainability.
Absolutely. It's far more likely to last and function well long term. And the notes also stress that basic domestic needs, like safe drinking water, are almost always prioritized in these approaches.
Ensuring those fundamental to human rights are met first.
Precisely. The UN Special Rapporteur on the human right to water apparently sees this kind of water-for-life access as a high priority.
And beyond the basic needs.
Well, the approach can also boost local economies, improve resilience to climate shocks, especially around groundwater management.
So it tackles multiple challenges at once.
It seems so. The source is clear, though. The prioritization matters. Basic human needs come first. Then you look at broader community uses or low-priority economic stuff. Needs-driven.
Okay. So wrapping this up, the big takeaway here seems to be the real effectiveness of thinking integratedly.
Yeah, moving away from those single-purpose silos.
And critically, bringing the community right into the center of planning and managing their own water.
It shows that by understanding all the ways people use and need water, you can actually design solutions that are more sustainable, more equitable, and just work better.
Definitely gives you food for thought. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, if we understand how interconnected water uses are.
Drinking, sanitation, farming, businesses.
How could applying this kind of integrated, user-focused thinking help in other resource management contexts, maybe even ones closer to home for our listeners?
Yeah. What if we just consistently started projects by asking the end users, okay, tell us about all your needs related to this resource, not